far. I like
And we're on. Hello, everybody. We are trying to pick up the pieces from the failed Ethan Van Sciver stream. And the only one here is Nasser so far, but away we go. So Nasser is telling me that he has picked up, finally started reading Save the Cat. Nasser is going to learn how to write.
I already know how to write.
No, you don't.
Okay, but yeah, I'm learning as much as I can from you.
It's like me being an artist and saying, you know, oh, I'm self-taught and I've been drawing like this all my life, and it's like, did you ever pick up a book on structure or anatomy or anything? No, I've just been drawing, so I know how to draw. No, you don't know how to write, dude. You have a love for writing and you have a knack for writing, but you need to learn how to write.
Yes.
All right. So you're 20 pages in. What have you discovered thus far?
A lot about log lines that I never thought of. Because I've come up with a few.
Not any of it. All you thought was, I'm going to sit down and a story is going to come to me and I'm just going to work my way through it, right?
Well, yes, but
yeah.
But log lines were something I've only done a couple times, and it's given a lot of good tips on it and the sort of stuff it needs to contain.
Right. Steve Dye says it's exactly like that, Mike. I believe he's talking about what I was describing to you.
Yeah, probably.
Nasser is one of those hillbilly outsider artists. Sean Tillman tells me I'm wasting my time with you.
No, I've listened to pretty much everything Mike has told me.
It's true. It's true. He does listen to me after I break him down a little bit.
He just has to smack me a couple times when I listen.
Yeah. Mike rescues Ethan's stream after single-handedly destroying. Only Nasser shows up. Hey, I'm not the one that said. Actually, I'm the one that brought up the JFK game. What's up, Donald?
What I miss, man? Why
Yo.
you laughing at me?
What's up, man? How you chilling? Is it just Mike and Nasser? I don't know. We'll see who else pops in. I dropped the link, so.
Yeah, everybody's still in the other hangout, just chit-chatting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was like, well, guys, I'm going over to Mike's for a little bit.
Oh, nobody heard you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just kind of a cacophony in there. And if there's nobody listening to you, why talk?
Yeah, anyways.
So deep. Mike, that was some 4D chess. Are we house hunting again? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, let's do that.
Dennis Pruch, are you going to operate on JFK? Did you guys see that operation game I did?
No.
It's this weird, like you have to control this hand with the mouse and like the fingers, and then you have to like, it's like a 3D game where you have to pick up scalpels and syringes, and you have to like take somebody's skull off to replace their game. It's like, it's really creepy and it's really difficult. So I was not great at it.
Sounds creepy.
Any Dynamo says Steve Altman. It's Altman, but yeah, helping you out changes the nature of the deal. I don't get EBS's weird rage. Yeah, I can't tell if Ethan's doing a bit. He said it's a bit, but it's not helping. Honestly, I have zero referrals from Ethan. Whereas he's on SIXGUN Samurai, he was my third highest referrer after myself. It was Mike Miller, and then Ethan. And I have 0 from him on this one. Which, hey, it's doing pretty well considering essentially Ethan hasn't helped me at all.
Right.
Right? I mean, I don't take away the fact that most of my freaking audience came over from Ethan, so that's not what I'm talking about. I just mean this particular thing.
Ouch.
So much noise in my house. Ouch, what?
No, that noise. I was just like, ouch.
Oh yeah. Did they close the door? They keep leaving the door open.
Okay, while he steps away, you guys, we gotta back Brutus.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock the door. So, how's everyone in the chat doing? Are these just like my loyalists? All right, who in the chat thinks I'm right? Right, Mike. Who in the chat thinks Ethan's right? Right, Ethan. We'll just see what the level of loyalism there is in my chat. There's 213 people watching, so.
Oops, I forgot to open up the
Red
chat.
syrup. Boomers assemble. Good. Ethan. Donald, you can't vote. What's the matter with you? Mike is always right. I like you, John.
Let's see. Okay, now I got the chat up.
Popping the chat out. We can read it online. You are both wrong, Thor Jones says. Boy. You know what I need to come up with, and you guys need to come up with too, is a Cyber Monday deal that really, like, you know, makes people want to buy your stuff. How many sales did you end up getting for your?
Like 50, right?
Wow,
no, it was less than that, I think.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look now.
because you guys didn't do anything but YouTube, right?
A little bit of Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I was paying for ads on Facebook, on Instagram.
Paying for ads. Whoa.
Paying for ads, yeah.
I
Very,
forgot
very targeted ads. They
I
didn't
forgot
get a
the
lot
thing
of
was
click through,
down.
but every little bit helps. I figure if you're paying for ads, and you just break even, then what you're doing at the very least is building up an audience for your next campaign.
We sold 44.
That's not too shabby.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Cyber Monday. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
I'll just change the name of that sale from Black Friday 24-hour special to Cyber Monday 24-hour special.
But make it more expensive.
$5 off instead of 10.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And extra digital content since it's Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
Right, those people that back it will get a sneak peek at issue 2 once it's underway.
Dennis Peruch wants me to offer PDF of Six Gun Samurai for $5 on Monday. I like the $5 PDF versions. You know, you can get all 3 of the PDFs. It's 400 pages for $30 now.
Hey, there we go. We could do Cyber Monday. We could just do a deal where the digital copy is $3.
I was thinking about doing a thing where it's like getting the PDFs free with purchase.
Wow, I'm getting roasted in the chat. Aldous on the farm just off Orwell Lane says, help Brutus get funded so those that wait until Cyber Monday get a better deal.
Whoa.
That's just how it works with everything. When you sell stuff, Black Friday and Cyber Monday pretty much always have the better deal.
Yeah. I had 2 people take me up on my Lone Star. It was a $200 Black Friday deal. He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. Cyber Monday, you give me 3 free books and everyone buys out of jealousy. That sounds like a plan, Razdoc. I'm going to go ahead and skip on that, though. Nasser's smelly stick of butter for $5. Cyber Monday deal idea. Again, do the Mags Unleashed. Redraw sharks as Mags, ugly tuna, wreaking havoc upon beachgoers, fishermen, and comics readers.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so offended.
So I have to give the shark really bushy eyebrows? Is that the idea?
Right, just like mine.
You do have that certain Mags je ne sais quoi. You could cosplay Mags.
Looks like a
Right.
man.
Right. I just need the wig, and it's like instantly.
You can't say the truth anymore, man.
Yeah, that's getting clipped and put on Twitter.
We're just talking about cosplay. We're not talking about transitioning.
This is true. Classy Tom says, tell Doug, Elliot, Antonio, Critias, and Ethan to come here. They're just chatting in the other room, and I can't get into the other room because I'm already on a stream. Not nice, Mike. The bushy eyebrows crack? Oh, come on. You've seen those eyebrows. They make mine look thin.
Bruh. So earlier this year when I was at the con, I passed by Mags's booth and Mags wasn't there, and someone put a sticky note on their booth and it said Mags likes farts.
So you're saying that you put a sticky note
No.
on Mags's that said
No.
I like farts?
No, it was not me.
Sure. Yeah, a friend of yours, huh?
I'm gonna do that to Mike's booth though when he's here.
I'm not coming back to Chicago.
Come on, just once.
Or the plan is to have enough people supporting me making comics that I don't have to go out there shilling comics or prints, for God's sake, at cons. So that is ideally what we'd like to do. Yeah, let's not bring the JFK assassination thing into it, because I think that's why his stream got struck down.
No, I think it ended because he left.
You think? No, it blacked out. Remember?
Yeah, but like that's happened to me before, where my internet crashed once, and I was running a stream with some people, and I couldn't get on for a few minutes, and then it just ended. Because I guess if you make the stream and then you leave, it ends after a few minutes.
Oh, that's right. That's true. So maybe that's
probably got kicked off because he was downloading that game and trying to run it, not because he got flagged. It probably just crashed on him.
You can run, dude. He's got a freaking Alienware computer. It's brand new.
But that doesn't mean that YouTube and Hangouts will work with it.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, I have a problem with this setup. Let me know if you know how to fix it. You work with Photoshop, right, Donald?
No, I use Marvel Studio or Clip Studio Paint now.
Oh. But do you only have one monitor?
No, I have 4.
Okay, well, my Wacom tablet, for some reason, well, not for some reason, but it doesn't go from like corner to corner on the screen because it's trying to track both monitors. So if I go from this corner on the bottom to this corner, it goes from the bottom on this monitor to this one over here. So it's like really difficult to work with. Do you have any idea how to fix that?
Eesh. No, that's a good question. I've never run across that kind of problem. I had the only thing close to that was when I would try to use my tablet when I was just setting this up. Try to use my tablet, and the cursor would just jump up to another monitor. No matter where it was.
Nasser asks if Nasser's smelly stick of butter asks if I have tried a different Wacom stylus, but this is a brand new Wacom, brand new stylus. One of my fans bought it for me.
The version says Wacom display settings.
Okay, yeah. I'll have to check that out.
Ryan Cardinal says you can fix it in the tablet properties.
Bruh, have you guys seen Ryan's art?
Ryan whom?
Ryan Cardinal, the guy that he just read his message?
No.
Oh, no.
Bro, I love his art. I'm going to pull it up now on Twitter.
I am asked by Krista Joe, are you planning to do anything fun in Tokyo while you're there for the con? I'm actually going to be there for a week. I'm staying at my uncle's house, and so I get to see, we've got like 15 or so, 15 plus cousins over there, aunts, uncles, and cousins. So I'm gonna be seeing some of them. That should be fun.
You're gonna tell Art Germ that I love him, right?
No.
Oh.
I could go on Facebook right now and tell him that you hate him.
Kung Lee says Wacom tablet properties mapping.
Okay, where do I do that? I probably shouldn't do that during the show. It'd probably kind of
adjust screen and tablet areas.
Ah.
Here, this was something Ryan did on the Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That was good.
Yeah, I had him on my stream on my channel a couple times. He's pretty cool.
Control Alt Shift Windows key. How do I get to Wacom properties? My son would know. I never use this stinking thing.
I've never called says boomer time.
Yeah, well, I draw with a pencil.
And I don't use Wacom.
Yeah, Kyung, you can jump in here. You've got the link. He's probably busy. He's busy trolling me. It's always boomer time. I'm going to get Edwin a link too. Hold on a second.
It's always boomer time.
Boomer time in Mike Land.
The best voice. Edwin has the best voice in Comicsgate. Slick Jimmy has the second best voice.
What about mine? You don't like my voice?
No, I think Slick has the best.
He sounds like Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. Damn, I bet that hurts, don't it?
Not country Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. What are you talking about? Ethan's future is B Universe's gain. B Universe. Universe? B. Okay, I don't even understand that. John Dillard sounds a bit like Groucho Marx.
Master Smarties.
So, what are your guys' plans for the next story? Or does this story continue in the next Brutus?
It continues.
Don't let on any more than you have to. Are there big, shocking
Yes.
events that you just don't want to discuss because you don't want to spoil it for anyone?
Yes. Do you want to read the script, Mike? And then we could talk about. I asked Mike. I was like, earlier. I was like, Mike, can I show you 3 pages of something? He left me on red.
That's how it works.
My man Mike, internet high five.
But yeah, soon I'm gonna be doing some editing to issue 2 because we decided to make them longer, so people get a better value next time. So we're gonna make them longer, hopefully make the books cheaper, so it'll be a better value for everybody. So I do have a lot of reworking to do, but it does continue from issue 1, but it will have a satisfying ending, I think, and it has a solid ending, and it also leads into the next one.
Yeah, each book it's hard to describe because each book can be a self-contained book, but they also connect to a bigger story.
Yeah, as it should be. Yeah. James Dean, creator of Conflict for $2. Martina has the best voice in Comicsgate. Canales is second.
Martina has the best something in Comicsgate. Hey, Critias is here.
What's going on?
She does have a good voice. She's got like a professional broadcaster, like not broadcaster, news reporter voice.
I think broadcaster was right, no?
Well, when I say broadcaster, it makes me think of like radio. I guess news broadcaster works.
Yeah, now they put it in my head. So quiet in this stream. What's going on?
What were you guys doing in the other stream? You took 10 minutes to get here.
Oh, we were talking about some investments and whatnot. Can't talk about it here, but yeah. I got to you off stream though. Cecil doesn't want me to share the knowledge.
Oh, right.
Andy Dynamo says, Blacklist Universe, charge Nasser an editing fee. Yeah, maybe for Stardust because he read it.
I ain't got time to read Nasser's.
I gotta say to Hedoc and Gus Tyler, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys like my voice, even though I hate it the most.
And Critias, tell me if you agree.
What's up?
Would me reading Nasser's stuff be a waste of my time?
Honestly, if you got better things to do, I would suggest you do those things.
Okay, there you go.
Wow. I only wanted to show you 3 pages of something.
3 pages, 6-point font.
Well, that's the thing with NASA though. Like 3 pages is an easy read, and that's no lie. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Yeah, I'm very simplistic.
Yeah, I know.
Like you can get 3 pages of NASA's script within like 5 minutes, maybe less.
Yeah. Yeah, but then he's gonna want me to like critique it for him. Then I have to be there.
No, you just gotta tell me what parts you dislike.
I don't get it. What? Why?
What, you think 3 pages is gonna be that big a critique?
Mike,
Model, how you doing?
Did you find that setting for your Wacom?
Oh no, I don't.
Just go to your
Okay,
control
so I
panel.
usually use my Mac, so I don't know how to get to things on the PC. So
You just want to go to your control panel. You know how to do that in Windows? Start, control panel.
Is that the little window thing?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
your start button, and then you should have an option for a control panel. What are you in? Are you in Windows 10?
I don't know. Freaking Windows, man.
Mike is like I said on Windows Vista.
Search, task view. What is this one?
You know, Windows Vista was the best. Was the best one. I ain't gonna lie. I love Windows Vista.
However, you need to get to your hardware manager. Vista Ultimate was great.
Mhm.
Figure it out
And then
later.
everybody stopped supporting it with drivers.
Well, it's planned obsolescence, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's really a bummer too. It's like a $500 3D mouse that you can no longer get a driver for it. It's sitting on a shelf.
Wow.
Yikes.
How's your IndieGoGo Model 3?
Nothing. It has to be redone.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a learning experience.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. Gonna have to add some things to it. Rework the campaign, redo it.
Right.
Jude Vanillian says, Mike, if you need to find something to do instead of reading Nasser Rabadi, I might have some wet paint that needs to be watched as it dries. I'm just going to assume that Jude has red Stardust.
I think Jude is Steve Dye.
Okay.
They both hate me, and they both sound pretty much alike.
Nobody hates you, Nasser. Well, okay,
Right.
I can't say that for sure, but no, we just like to use you as a whipping boy. Or is that just me?
The Patsy Nasser. Everybody needs a Patsy.
That's right. Nasser Rabadi. Whipping boy.
Mortal V says, did you see Ethan's desperate in quotes plea to get a writer for some short story he was going to draw? Yeah, I saw that.
I did not.
Who?
He's joining an anthology project in Comicsgate, and he said he's doing a 1-page short story for it.
That's a horror book. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, if only I had a writer. I quote tweeted it. I was like, Ethan. but that'd also be pretty scary. Working with Ethan, I don't know what I would do if Ethan was like, come work on a short story with me. I'd probably start shaking. I'd be like,
Did you guys
like
see? Did you see the turntable animation I put up for that umbrella guy?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
This is what I'm going to do for the some of the.
Oh, that's what that link was. Yeah, you need to rename that.
Rename what?
The link that he or the video, because he put it in there and it doesn't show you a picture of it. It just says Tub Girl.
Yeah, Tug Girl. That's the little character that Peter Gilmore made for his daughter.
Yeah, but when I read it, it looked like it said Tub, T-U-B, Girl. Maybe it was just my eyesight being blurry.
I might have made a mistake. Hopefully it doesn't say Tub Girl.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm not clicking on it.
And also, you see what Edwin wrote, right?
Yeah, and I'm replying to him now because I sent him stuff before and he never read it.
Well, maybe
it says T-U-G-U-R-L.
Hey, NASA, at least send Edwin a disclaimer, or a warning.
Yeah.
That way his wife doesn't sue you.
This may hurt your brain. Slick Jimmy Speaks for $2. Mike, I'll read Nasser's stuff if you want. Winky face. There you go, Nasser. You've got people who are willing to spend the time to read your writing.
Slick Jimmy's in my writers room because I have a writers room group thing going on now.
When did you start this? When did you start this writer room?
A few days ago. We haven't done much together yet, but
answer.
we're having a stream tomorrow.
That's a good answer.
We're having a stream tomorrow. We were gonna call it Drawn and Tortured, but we're probably gonna put Comicsgate the writers room or something. Okay, Edwin says he's free and he'll absolutely read it. I'm gonna send him 3 pages of something.
Nasa, don't send anything. Send what you really love, what's right now something you want to be pushing out there soon in the future.
No, this is gonna be from my next IndieGoGo.
All right.
Okay.
Remember, you only get to impress them once.
What else you got, model? Let's show off that Boba Fett you did, man.
Yeah, that was cool.
Let's see.
Did you legitimately do that in 2 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's sloppy. The back is not done.
Oh, I see.
I believe him. I mean, he's been doing this for what, 30 years?
A good solid 20 on the 3D modeling.
Wow.
You start with Lightwave?
I used Lightwave for all of about 6 months. I went right into 3D Studio because when we got moved over to the Silicon Graphics Oxygen workstations, it was all 3D Studio Max back when Discrete owned it.
Mm.
Hey, Model 3, got everybody in the chat saying, holy icons. You got your desktop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got all kinds of stuff going here.
And Pixel Trader wants to know if I've seen your Admiral Akbar.
Yeah, I did a tribute Admiral Akbar. Let's see where he is here.
Oh, you got a lot of projects.
This is just all the Comicsgate stuff.
Right.
So I've got a lot of work done. That what was that?
Show the chat some finished work. That way they can, they can go.
Show them the little Brutus figure.
So they can go invest on your IndieGoGo.
Well, he's going to redo his IndieGoGo.
All right.
Are you going to just start over? Or are you going to? What's your plan exactly?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to honor everyone that pledged on this one as far as all of the coins, but I'm not going to offer 15 coins on the next one. I basically can't. If I'm going to start offering figures,
right?
I can't offer figures and coins for $20. The production will outpace that. There won't be anything to even get the printer. So,
right.
That's really what I'm doing. Is I'm sitting. See on Boba, he's only got like one side of his cape,
right?
And the mesh is really sloppy.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. It's terrible.
It would have to be completely re-topoed to do anything with it. It would have to be retopologized completely.
All right. Hey, chat, you see what he did? He made this model. Well, what Model 316 is trying to do is trying to get a digital printer.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs you to go check out his IndieGoGo. It's called Model 316. And he needs you guys to go invest. He's got coins you can get. It's like a collection of the Comicsgaters. So definitely check it out. Help him out.
Well, what we're going to do when I relaunch the campaign, I'm going to have, there's going to be, I can tell you what I have, what there will be. There's going to be black and white figure, that Umbrella Girl, a Lone Star,
right?
Brutus. I think you wanted to do that villain.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have to. That's kind of what I'm doing this week, and as I'm breaking it down to, because it's a little bit different than publishing a book where you can tell the printer, I'll run 100 more off. All of these, this is all manual labor. I have to produce all these, so I have to really think that out, how that's all going to work. But the ultimate goal is to put into place and get the infrastructure to be able to do prototyping for all of you guys and get your things made for as far as the development phase at no cost to yourself. So like I wouldn't charge you for 3D modeling or doing the prototype. And
Right.
so I think it'll be something that'll really take off. I thought the coins were cool. I was wrong. Well, I think the coins are cool, but
No, they're cool. I like them. It's like a calling card.
but it just didn't catch on with
Right.
everybody else. I don't know what I did with that with poor Admiral Akbar.
Pixel Trader is saying you should do an Indie Crown logo coin.
Well, there's so many people that want to do coins, but here's the thing. All of these things they cost money to make, and if I wanted to put everybody's coin into a tier, I'd have to charge like $300 for a tier.
Right.
And so then you're really shooting yourself in the foot with, and trying to. Then on this round I had 15 coins. I broke them into series of 5, and so then I tried to fairly mix them around so that one tier wasn't more important than the other. So I'm going to talk to there's some people that are haven't really responded to me. They're not answering DMs and things like that. So I'll have to just kind of go back and see who still wants to be involved in this, and the people that pledged the original campaign, they're going to get all of those. On the next one, the people that currently pledged, they're going to get all the new rewards as well. But the new campaign is not going to have all of this first set of rewards. So that's kind of a bonus to everyone that helped me out on this first round. And I think we'll probably come in around $1,000, and all of that's going to still go in towards the next campaign. I've not stopped working, and I still think this is very worthwhile to do.
Malin.
Aloha.
Hey.
Hello, Malin.
What's up, John?
What's happening?
So John had an announcement today. John, you're really low. Let me turn you up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you already announce I'm your writer?
John, why don't you go ahead and announce it again, since there's more people watching right now than there.
We're doing a talent search for Graveyard Shift. It's open to anyone that's a member of Comicsgate, so we're actually calling it a Comicsgate talent search. We're looking for 2 writers, 2 artists capable of turning in full black and white art. If you can only do pencil, we may work with you if you're really, really good. And we will likely bring on 2 colorists as well. So this will be for Graveyard Shift Volume 2, which will come out in late spring or early summer. So if you guys are interested, if you're a writer, contact Mark Polton at, I believe it's coneywaves@gmail.com. And if you're an artist, link to your sequential pages on Twitter using the hashtag Comicsgate Talent Search. And if any of that information is unclear, I did a video like 4 or 5 hours ago on my channel. It has all the information you guys need.
I'll get you that link in a couple hours.
Yeah. So we are hiring on Graveyard Shift for our next volume. So if you guys want to make money in comics and you're part of Comicsgate, that's part 1 of your resume. You're in. So
You only have to
art or throw up your writing samples. You have till December 15th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. That's the deadline. Any later than that, you're out.
Man.
We're
Sounds
looking for
good.
pros.
Taskmaster, this one.
Timely and professional. So again, all the details are in that stream, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out later. I want to make sure you don't get an answer as a writer.
So
Yeah,
I'm not applying.
You're gonna need to gatekeep Nasser, man. Make sure you keep Nasser.
I'm not applying.
I am.
Well, I was thinking of all the rules, and I was like, well, do I keep all the usual, what I consider the usual people out? And I think the only real answer is, I'm breaking a pool stick and saying fight it out. So, it's merit based. You got to blow me away.
That's cool.
I'm not saying that Nasser couldn't get in, but I think Mike already turned in his script, so we're gonna
Really?
check his out. Yeah, consider it. Yeah.
Wow, Mike, you're quick, man. You waste no time.
Yeah.
So are people turning in original work, or are they writing a graveyard shift script?
Script wise, it would be your own work.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're not looking for the pitch. We're looking for good writers.
So what are you looking for? Is this the formatting, storytelling?
It's just got to be a good story. I don't care if you do it with crayons and a
Right.
stone. So, whatever you got to do to blow people away.
Okay.
Mark Polton is more or less going to be handling the writing end.
Okay.
I'll probably take a glance at it at whatever he considers kind of the higher rung of them. But the art stuff, I'm going to be a much larger voice in who's getting anything there. But yeah, guys, I couldn't make it any easier. Just put link art to that hashtag, and that's it. It'll be considered, and we'll be grabbing a couple people from there.
Oh, you said the deadline was what, December 19th?
December 15th.
15th, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, model, you want to spread those out a little bit.
That's a good opportunity for a lot of people.
Like, take the middle one and move it as far as the other two. Yeah, like over there. Kyung Lee's in, but before we introduce him, hey, there's almost 300 people in here, and there's only 60 likes. Could you hit the like button, and more importantly, hit the share button? Share it out to somebody who you think would enjoy being part of this community, or who is in this community who just doesn't get alerts. Facebook sucks at alerts.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Me and John were talking, right? So if you get to 100,000 with the Meg, you cut off your hair as a stretch goal. All of it.
Why would you even say that?
Just to motivate the people in chat.
Why would that motivate anyone?
He won't even eat butter. He's not gonna do anything for her.
Why do you want me to cut my hair off?
Because it's special to you. Why else?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys see that post from, I think it was Weaponized Nerd Rage, about fake reporting people's accounts? So the other day on Twitter, I get one of those notifications in that you get from Twitter that says, the report here's the update on the report you submitted. So I go in there, I look at it, and it's some guy. I never reported him. And I was sitting there thinking, I never reported this guy. And I was going to message him and let him know. And then I thought, well, I'm not going to tell this guy that I'm getting framed for reporting him. But then I saw tonight, Weaponized Nerd Rage posted, and a bunch of other people posted that they're getting these notifications that they've flagged other people's accounts and they've not done it. So it seems like Twitter's up to some shenanigans.
Wow.
Hey, Mike. Any Dynamo says you don't have to cut your hair, but if you get for 100,000 stretch goal, you get a bowl cut, an Asian bowl cut.
That would be awesome.
I had one of those when I was a kid, man.
Same.
Didn't everyone have the He-Man hairdo?
No. I had skater
Well, you have to
bangs.
keep in mind, I'm 47 years old, so the 70s was a different world.
I had skater bangs and a mullet.
Well, that was the 80s. That was the 80s. Totally different decade. The He-Man hairdo was quite popular in the 70s.
No, this was 2 months ago.
Zang. Bowl cut. No, I will not be getting a Billy Ray Cyrus mullet. Thank you, Ryan Cardinal.
You could take all your hair and you could spin it and twist it and goop it around into a elephant trunk pompadour like Brutus.
I
Sounds
could.
great.
I mean, I literally could.
It's
But
going to be the hot look of 2019, Mike. I'm telling you.
I can't grow the chops, man. Japanese face. I can only grow a goatee.
That's okay. As long as you get the hair, that's good.
Is that the case? Is that the
Yeah,
case?
all the celebrities are going to be having this
Hey,
hairdo.
model, how come you're not doing just the symmetrical thing?
What do you mean?
You know how you set it to symmetry and then you just work on one side of the head and it just replicates everything on the other side of the head?
Oh, I'm just gonna. There's a function called mirror and weld. I'll mirror one side and weld it to the other, and it'll override it.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is.
I'm using multi-mesh insert brushes right now, and they don't actually work that way. So I've got symmetry on, so you can see how it's tracking across the surface on both sides.
Right.
If I come in here and
Yeah, I was just looking at the little rivets thing. It didn't.
Yeah, I'll just mirror them to the other side. They're separate geometry right now so that I can still edit everything. Keep things nice and easy for myself. But when it gets ready to go to a print file, then it'll have to be all meshed together into one watertight mesh.
Right.
But
Man,
I do
I
that
can't
at the
believe
very
how-
end and save all my iterations and make it easy for me to make edits if I need to. Like this I'll use this base to do the little miniature one on top of the coin, but then
Mhm.
I'll also keep a high res version of it for like the sideshow type
Right on, right on.
build.
Don't forget his little. It has little buckles on that strap.
Yeah, I probably don't have
It's
reference.
not
That's
elastic. The strap's not elastic. It's tightened
I'll
with
have to
buckles.
go look at the reference. I didn't have a lot of reference when I started this one.
I've got plenty.
Hey John, did you get my DM by the way?
Oh my God. Nasser, tell him.
Sorry, what?
Oh my gosh.
I was looking at something.
Me and Nasser just had a big blowout about this exact same thing.
What?
I hate when people use social media to ask about, did you get that DM? Yes. If it's sent on Twitter, I got it.
All right.
Quite the tongue lashing, John.
I did tell you.
Yeah, I was just telling people on today on the Ethan stream, I believe, was it that you don't like when was it also Ethan stream where you don't like other people to talk for other creators to get them on your show?
Yeah, I don't like that either. Yeah.
That you like when they approach you personally.
I keep it all real simple. All people have to do is at me, and if I see them, I'll get to them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't need people using back channels, because then people will complain and say, "Hey, I hear you're using back channels, for special favors to get people on your show." I know exactly how people work.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not opening those doors for special favors.
Say music.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the living room. My son banging away on the piano.
Nice. It's
I'll
cool.
go down there and punch him. Tell him to turn the stream.
Now I'm all cut up watching this modeling.
Pretty hypnotic watching him work.
Mhm.
It's slow TV, right, John? Slow TV.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
watching him work on the Hopper, Brutus's ship, a few days ago.
What's it now?
I said I was watching him work on the Hopper, which is Brutus's ship, a couple days ago.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did I say Malin Militia yet?
Please don't. Would you?
Donald,
annoying.
don't be jelly.
I used to do 3D animation Model 3 when I was going to school, and I just couldn't get the rigging. The skeleton, it was horrible.
It's a miserable job.
Yeah.
And in fact, nobody in
your nose,
3D
Nasser?
No,
Did I turn the camera on while you were picking your nose?
my nail.
Oh, never pick your nose in front of the camera, Nasser. You know that.
And he's eating it. Oh.
I'm biting my nail.
Oh.
Wow.
That's all right. Nobody wants to see you. He who controls the camera controls the world. Oh no, people want me to kick Nasser now. Oh, now it's going to be pick Nasser. Oh no. Nose goblins, my wife says.
Hey, Mike, P.S. Melter says, get your money back from the piano lessons, Mike.
Yeah, he never had any piano lessons. So my wife wanted a piano. She found this stand-up, what's it called? Standing?
Upright?
an upright on Craigslist for $100, and it's like we go out and we pick it up. The thing weighs like 400 freaking pounds.
Wow.
And we like get it home. I'm like, nobody plays a piano. And she's like, somebody will learn.
Well, I believe that.
My two of my kids just grabbed their freaking phones and started learning on YouTube. So
Right. I believe because my daughter, we have like my wife's mother sent like a little small piano for kids, and my 13-year-old just grabbed it and she can imitate what she hears on YouTube by just grabbing the piano. I mean, it takes a little bit, but she can do it.
That's great. Yeah.
So I think that's awesome that your kids can do that.
Alien, yes, that is Mrs. Miller. Say hi, Joe.
Hi.
Hi, Voodoo.
You can barely see her. Like, see half of her head. Why is Mike's wife wearing a hat indoors? Is she not allowed to show off her hair next to Mike's?
I don't want to upstage him.
Yeah, there you go. She doesn't want to upstage me. Why is
what does she feel about you getting a bowl cut when you hit your 100K stretch goal?
Oh, that's not gonna happen. Let's not be silly about stretch goals, okay?
Less Mike, more Mike's wife.
Hey, I feel the same.
Who's picking their nose? Not Nasser.
My wife was hosting my channel. We would have 200,000 viewers by now. But
just give her a script, Mike.
Give her a script.
Give her a little earbud, and you go downstairs with like a phone. You like talk on your phone. You feed her lines.
Yeah. So just like Cyrano de Bergerac, right?
Yeah.
Sure, she's capable of thinking and speaking on her own.
That's right. Thank you, John.
But like a true wife, she probably doesn't even know what his book is about. Like
No, my wife knows what my book's about. You want to pitch? No.
Which one was it, John, that was talking about that?
Yeah. Well, John and I and Critias, we were talking about the houses. My wife wants to turn this into another house shopping show.
No, I was thinking it was.
What did you actually watch it?
No, dude, that was a 6-hour-long stream.
Dude, I went back and I watched the replay of that. That was awesome, man.
That's a whole new market for you, Mike.
House hunters.
And Mike, thank you for having me on, but I kind of got to dip out.
Where are you going, Nasser?
What's that, Nasser? You got to pick out.
Yes, I got to pick out. I have to package up somebody's order because they bought a couple copies of Stardust from me. And
all right, could you do them a favor and wash your hands first?
No. I follow after Doug.
And this is something that he can't do in the morning. I mean, considering that tomorrow is Sunday and the post office isn't even open, so he's not.
Right.
Doesn't matter. I don't want to forget. I forgot about one guy's once. It was sitting down here with me for like a week. I was like, wait, I never took this upstairs. I want to
write a note, Nasser. Write a note. Are you that easily embarrassed?
Write a note on your laptop.
Stop picking your nose, Nasser. Everybody picks their nose. It's no big deal. You don't have to.
John
feel
Malin doesn't. Malin militia.
Like on YouTube forever. Don't worry about that.
No, but I want.
No one's gonna make memes about it and post it all over Twitter.
No, I want to package this up and then I want it to go read.
That's
That's fine, Nasser. You don't have to explain yourself. Have a good one.
I know, man.
Malin militia.
You're a man.
Vote twice, vote often.
Pick a winner.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I gotta go help something with somebody or something. John, take over.
Later, NASA. Be safe.
Nasser's got a boogie.
All right, I'll take over, I guess. Who's running IndieGoGo right now?
Me. Mike.
Yours is on until Doomsday, Antonio.
Brutus. Yeah, mine is on to. That's right.
Yeah.
Brutus and Model 316 and Kyung. Everybody here.
Yeah. Model 3, what's happening with your stuff?
I'm going to do a rework of the campaign. I'm going to let this one run out, and then everyone that has pledged and supported this campaign I'll fulfill those rewards. The next version of the rewards are going to be different. I'm going to be offering some figures and not as many coins.
Do you even have to fulfill? Weren't you on a flexible goal?
Yeah, but I didn't even make 10%. So,
well, I'm saying I don't think you have to fulfill. Do you? If you haven't met your,
I'm going to fulfill.
Goal. Okay, all right. I'm just saying I don't think you have to.
Yeah, I'll contract out the printing and have them done. So I at least want to make sure I honor that part of it.
Okay. So how is the next one going to go?
There's going to be less coins, but each coin is going to have a corresponding figure with it. So when you can get to it, I sent you some information as well. So like I have the Lone Star coin, there'll be a little Lone Star figure on top of it. And I don't know if I close this. Here's the one with for that umbrella guy. So it's got the coin, but it has a little figure I'm going to do like a little peg in a hole, like, you know, the old Kenner Star Wars figures, how the play sets had a peg and you could stick the guy's foot on it.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to make the coins. I'm going to put little pegs in a couple of spots and then be able to key in the figure.
It's a little tug there.
Oh, is that supposed to be his daughter?
Yeah.
That's the character that someone drew for him.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, that's the little one. She's in the comic that I'm working on.
Nice.
So I think I've got, let's see, Brutus is around here somewhere. Let me save this guy.
So what is that, about an inch and a half tall? How wide are these coins?
They're 2 inch in diameter, so the figure will be roughly 2 inches tall.
Okay.
It's a big one.
They'll be fairly decent size.
All right.
You know, but without taking up a huge amount of space.
Yeah. So what is, like right now you had it to where the coins were 5 for 20? Is that right?
That's correct. And that's what I'm working on this week. And I have to rework that because the figures add a lot of cost.
Mm-hmm.
So those tiers won't be in the next campaign that way. It's going to have to be rearranged.
Okay.
Ultimately, I'm going to get something cool for everybody together.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering in terms of the sellability, because, you know, one of the things I think is kind of a thing is no one's seen these coins before, you know, and because everyone knows they're coming out of like a modeler, like they're going to be a form of plastic. You know, people are probably looking at that and they're wondering about, you know, the bang for their buck. So when I look at it, my view, without having ever held these or seen these or any experience with them, is one, there's no actual physical form. So I mean, we're only looking at your computer mock-up, you know what I mean? So I think that you actually showing people what the actual thing is going to look like would help. But also with the coins in and of themselves, you know, when you have like a $20 price tag for 5 coins, the dum-dum like me looks at it and says, well, if it was a quarter, you know, each one of these probably costs about 10 cents to make, you know? So without any real knowledge of the process and the complexity, me, in terms of a customer, I would look at that $20 and I'd be like, whoa, that's really stiff. Now, when you're saying you're going to throw, you know, this other figure on top of that, and then that's going to raise the price, again, we're only talking, you know, a 2-inch high, 2-inch wide plastic thing that people are generally comfortable spending about 25 cents on at a gumball machine. See what I'm saying?
All right.
Well,
so,
what do people spend on a wargaming miniature? $15, $20?
I have no idea, because I'm not that market. I have no idea.
$15.25 is about average.
I'm saying for me,
you know, the coins in materials are close to $2 a piece. So, and then what we have to do is the funding isn't to make the figures and the coins. The funding is to get the printer. So That's what I'm working. And the stuff is expensive to produce. You know,
yeah. What I'm saying is, I think you should raise your bar, and you know, just like us, you know, it's not that you're getting. I don't know, because I don't know what these things cost. But again, from not seeing anything, you know, it's where you're not getting that huge amount of profit. You may have to scale back on the profit you make, but you want to sell more. And what I would think is because I think your view is you're just trying to get to where probably a little bit past the 10,000 raise, and then you're going to be able to cover your costs, your shipping, which is essentially going to be, you know, like basically a small padded envelope, I'm guessing. But instead of doing this like a bunch of little small itty bitty things, I don't see why you don't try to do one kick-ass killer thing that you could get within that $20, $25 range. It may be something that's going to need a little bit more for the shipping, a little bit more for a packaging type deal. I don't know. But I'm just saying, you know, maybe one of the, like we had talked before, like you doing like a, you know, even like a 6-inch figure or something like that, something like that's super crazy detailed, and people feel like they're getting something. But then when you run the campaign, you're going to want to have that thing already printed, created, so people see what that physical form is. And then instead of, you know, making so much off of that $20, you know, maybe your campaign is going to raise $30,000, $40,000, but you're still going to make your 10 for your printer.
Sure. Yeah. In this and you know, I think you have they're great ideas, but I think what you're thinking as far as the cost to produce this stuff, you're thinking way low.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, what would it cost?
Imagine
for a figure to do a 6-inch figure.
A 6-inch figure to produce would probably cost about $10 a piece to make.
Mm-hmm.
For a 6-inch figure.
Yeah, and then what? Another $6, $7 for shipping, and put it at $25, so you're making about $7 off each one sold.
Yes, and so I don't know that we should be talking about all of this on there, but there's a lot more than $7 in labor in assembling each one, pouring each one, casting each one, and then packing and shipping each one.
Yeah.
How much would it cost to make this?
This particular figure, I'm guessing material costs would be in probably the $5 range.
$5 to make it, and
let me just tell you, these resins are very expensive. A gallon of resin is $200.
I thought about doing this, like maybe for my second Lone Star IndieGoGo, and I mean the price point on it was gonna be high, you know, and it was just gonna be for the people who were really, really into that sort of a thing. You know, not everybody's going to want to pay a premium for this, but if you're only knocking off 50 of them and they're super limited edition items, you know, that's part of the value. So,
and I'm not opposed to going bigger, but then I have to be able to have access to each of the artists to discuss, get artwork, get reference, and get going.
Mike, how much did that Batman cost you?
Nothing. I got it for free.
What does it cost at a store?
I have no idea.
Probably 30, 40.
Example. You don't even know what that cost is.
It's probably 30, 40 bucks.
Yeah. So if you did the same thing for 30, 40 bucks, I mean, you would be bringing in probably 20.
Yeah, but you wouldn't, because this, I mean, this was, they
don't live in China.
All of the games. So we're talking about limited edition. We're talking about you know, extreme collector's market. You know, people will pay a premium for this kind of thing if they're into it. So,
well, they'll pay a premium for Batman, I'm sure. I don't know how much a comic skater is going to be willing to pay.
My stance is I'm willing to make whatever people are interested in. So initially, my hurdle was just building a relationship to be able to talk to the different artists and be able to put ideas off them. So the first campaign, although, you know, I had hoped it would have done better, it's not a huge disappointment because I think it was an important step to see what is going to have to be done to get more success with this. But there is a huge market for collectibles, and I know it's there. And the quality and the work is not an issue. I mean, I work every single day, so that's nothing that bothers me.
Yeah.
Plenty of things that I've posted on my feed, and I'm getting more up every day. So the quality is there. I mean,
Does Jimmy know he's muted?
Just like Jimmy's muted.
I know. Does he know he's muted?
No, I was having a coughing fit, so you guys didn't want to hear that.
Oh, okay.
So
Dan Clank wants to know if it's resin or 3D printed.
Resin. The masters will be printed, and then they'll be molded in platinum rubber or whatever suitable rubber. So, if you think about a sideshow collectible, when they're about 11 to 12 inches high because they're 1/6 scale, that's probably about $50 to $60 in resin, just in raw material per each one. So when you're talking about $200 a gallon for urethane resin, $250 a gallon for silicone rubber, the UV resin for the printers is right around $200 for a liter. It's very expensive to do. One of the benefits that these toy manufacturers get is they are having this stuff made in China, where your rent is 50 cents a month.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to bring manufacturing to the United States and keep everything here in the United States, it's much more difficult. Our shipping is, it's you buy a gallon of resin and you pay $24 in shipping on top of the $200. So it really. And it's a commodity. It's an oil-based commodity, so you don't get a price break on volume. It's it's like gas. It's 1 gallon or 500 gallons. You're going to pay for each and every gallon.
Right.
So what I have to do is I have to present something to all the fans that they see and they're going to like. So that's kind of the process that I'm at now.
Well, I like what you do, Mod.
Say again, Jimmy?
I said, I like what you do, Mod. It's good stuff. I've been down with this boy since I met him, so.
Right on. I'm going to turn you up. You are low.
No, mute him because he's got that lozenge in his mouth again.
Oh, God. We don't want to hear you eat, Jimmy.
I'm not eating. I'm trying to keep myself from coughing.
Mute that.
Now, the cool thing about these printers is they're such high quality that whatever I feed them is what's going to come out. So whatever is on my screen is what these printers will print. These aren't those filament FDM printers that shoot out a jet of melted plastic. These are prototyping, industrial prototyping printers. So that's why the campaign's high, and if we can get the campaign to go 30 or 40, that's great, because it just means better equipment and maybe multiples. So what I would like to do ultimately is, the campaign is not to put a nest egg down so that I can, hang around. It's to put this infrastructure in place so that the real work can really start, and try to put this little cottage industry in place specifically for all of these creators to work towards this.
Edwin has a point. He says, I think Model 3's pitch gets more interesting as people have books in hand, and the idea of a collectible figure becomes more compelling. So you might just be a little early to the game.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's important to keep getting my work up there. I get tons and tons of positive response to the work. That's not an issue.
Well, I'm just thinking perhaps the actual IndieGoGo was early to the game.
That's true. There's not that many books out yet.
Yeah.
There's only a few books that are in people's hands. So I don't know. I those things, I think about those things, but then I look at other campaigns that have been successful, and people are confident enough to look at 5 pages of artwork that's not printed. So it's kind of a related thing.
Yeah, but
I'm only going to stress it one more time. This is a comic book community, like all this talk of filaments and all this other stuff, nobody knows what any of this means except Mike. So what I as a customer want to see is I want to see what the final product looks like if I'm going to buy it. Now, if I see a comic book page as a comic book guy, I can get a pretty good idea of what something is going to look like in print. I can almost tell you what it's going to feel like in print. But with this, looking at a 3D model and talking about resins and this and that, I just have no idea what any of that means. And you can explain it till the cow comes, you know, the cows come home. But average Joe, you know, me, it doesn't matter. I just want to see it with my eyes. And I see these gray kind of pudgy looking things, and they're fine. They look kind of cool in there, but I want to see the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's realistic. Plus, I mean, on top of that, the whole what Edwin's saying is it's true. You know, you want to be a fan of the product. Right now, people are fans of the creators, right? When they get the books in their hands, they're going to be fans of the product. They're going to be fans of the characters. And when you're fans of characters, that's when licensing and ancillary marketing stuff comes into play. It's hard to do ancillary marketing when they haven't had the primary market fulfilled yet.
Sure.
So there it is. What does prototyping of a figure like that Brutus usually cost? Edwin asks. Which Edwin could just be in here asking, but...
Well, if you were to just go and hire someone to do this, you'd have to pay their modeling rate.
Right.
And all of that. So you're in the thousands. And if you go into injection molding, you're in the tens of, if not hundreds of thousands, depending on how many different molds and how much milling is required.
Hmm.
So that's why, you know, when you go do a lot of the outsourcing is being done in China right now. You can get molds done over there for, you know, probably in the $20,000 to $30,000 range for an injection mold, but then they want you to also pull 3,000 copies out of each mold as a minimum. So
right.
So for most creators, injection molding is going to be not realistic. You know, if you have a $30,000 or $40,000 campaign for a book, that's a very successful campaign, but there's no budget in there for you know, injection molding or having toys made.
Right. I'm trying to look. My friend Sean does a lot of, well, not a lot, but he does molds of characters. I'm trying to find it. Ethan's watching. Ethan, go spend time with your son. Haven't seen him in months. Dadgummit. All right, you can talk while I'm looking. I don't have to.
No, we just want to watch you.
You know what? I'm just looking to the side.
Beautiful.
Just watch awkwardly.
Oh, here,
You're
let
a
me.
beautiful man. That's why we want to watch you, man.
Let's see here.
You have something to look at. It's Cheeks Galloway, Sean Galloway.
Oh, he's so
I
good.
know he does some of these himself. I've never asked him where he gets them printed, though. But I know he sells them. Well, this was one DC made, but he has them of his own characters. And then, yeah, he sells them on, I think, Kickstarter.
But when at the bottom, like the bottom of the shoe, whatever it is, we have like the name of the company that prints them.
Oh, I know a number of companies. I have a company that I use to do contract printing. It's very expensive. Very expensive.
You might need to look up Table Taffy Toys.
Yeah, Table Taffy. What? What'd you ask?
I said you might need to look up Table Taffy Toys to find, but then you found them.
Well, I found one. But yeah, I've seen pictures of him like with just a bunch of these, having to ship them out and crap. So, Table Taffy. Yeah, I gotta get Sean on this show. Yeah, there's more. There's another one.
There are a lot of reasons too why manufacturing in China is so much cheaper. A lot of it has to do with their EPA and the materials and chemicals that they're allowed to use over there. That even like most action figures are painted with a PVC based paint that you can't even import into the United States. It's illegal to import. Once it's cured, it's fully inert and it bonds with the plastic and just becomes part of the plastic. But it's so toxic in its liquid form that it's you can't import it.
Yeah. Yeah, but these aren't even painted. This is how he got them in. So people.
Yeah, and that's what they come out looking like, you know, from a very high end printer.
Yeah. But these are
no layers and no lines.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, it looks clean. Ow. Cause I seen one that has like you can see the layers as it was being built up.
Yeah.
Those are the FDM printers where it's using an extruder to squeeze out like a line of hot plastic. It melts the plastic and then it squirts it out in layers.
Right, and then they gotta sand it.
Oh yeah, they're a mess. There's no point even messing with that. They're great for prototyping like larger parts that you just need to see the part and how it interacts with other things, but they none of them have a very good finish.
Right.
I don't know if that's all. John posts too damn much. Anyways. Stop screen sharing. Yeah, it is something, like I said, I had planned to do in the future. So I'm glad you're part of this community. I'm glad you're here trying to build up this resource. And I hope there's some way we can make sure that this all happens in a way that brings value to the community. You know, I mean, comic buyers are. There's a reason why Sideshow Collectible sets up at Comic-Con, you know.
Absolutely. And there are other audiences as well. There are just straight collectors.
Yeah.
There's figure painters, there's war gamers, there's all kinds of things.
Right.
But typically when you contract out for printing, you should, depending on, of course, the footprint of the model, but you're usually in the $75 to $100 range per inch of printing.
Well, you made some sales while being here, model, just to let you know.
Well, that's great. Absolutely, that's great. It's all going to go towards this project. I have a vision for this. I think it'll work. I really do. There's some logistics to figure out, but I'll do that. I've been doing this for a long time.
That's awesome. Yep.
If I have to, I've got a shelf behind me with shelves of clay, and I'll just get out and I'll sculpt one with clay.
Nice.
Yeah, I seen the sculpt. The clay sculpting. Oh man, that takes so much time.
It's roughly about 10 times as long as digital sculpting. So that's why it's so expensive to have someone prototype a toy out of clay.
Right.
Imagine what those the car companies spend when they do those car bodies. They still do them in clay.
Right.
Look at this. This is insane. Sean did this, the book and the statue, for $40.
Wow.
Yeah.
That, you know, you'd be in that range. I think you could do one figure for the like a $25 tier. But then I'm confronted with that original issue of, well, do I split each artist into their own tier? And with IndieGoGo, people can't pledge multiple tiers. So then you have to start doing a 2-statue tier, a 3-statue tier. And what I don't want to do is do pick the statues you want, and then you have to go through a couple hundred emails and try to keep the individual, what each person's picking.
Well,
if it's small, it's not a big deal. But if you're talking about hundreds of emails,
right? Well, you could do one IndieGoGo at a time with like five different statues and then run the next one and the next, unless you think that's just going to take too long.
No, I mean it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, and obviously you can run them tangentially. So,
Mike, did that friend of yours named Sean? Did he outsource that statue and book? I mean, the statue itself. Did he?
I didn't ask him where he got them.
I mean, at that price point, did he go to China or what?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me text him.
Yeah, that's a pretty good price.
He probably had the master printed, and then somebody made molds. Would be my guess, and poured copies. Because I'm sure he probably paid $300 or $400 to have that printed. That would be my guess. I don't know that.
I'm just trying to figure out how he got money out of that price point. You know.
Yeah,
it's low.
So
that's for sure. For a book too.
Yeah, because you got the book and you got that fairly good sized statue for $40. That's a pretty good deal. So, yeah. I'm just it's one of those things that if you're gonna do it at that, I mean, if he has the contacts and the ability to reproduce quickly, I can understand doing that. You can get a big lot and sell them that way. But if you don't, then you know it's going to go up substantially, even for a low run.
Sure, absolutely. And someone asked in the chat about CNC. I have 2 CNC machines out in my shop. They're not appropriate for this.
What's CNC?
I have a CNC router and a CNC mill, which is, computer controlled mill.
Oh, okay.
I used to run a couple of those. I worked at a machinery shop.
You're still very limited, to some degree on, if you want to break everything down into pieces, and it's a very long process.
Yeah.
Especially for something like a figure.
So
your machine could run 12, 16 hours.
You've been modeling for 20 years. How long have you been making statues and stuff?
It's pretty much the first. Well, I had one real cruddy job when I was in college. I worked third shift at a Coca-Cola bottling plant, and then went to college in the morning. And I ended up going to work for the first for a model building firm 2 years into college, and I actually quit college. And then I've been doing it ever since. So like around 1992, I started working for an architectural engineering model firm, making like a desktop, tabletop presentation models, like the big skyscrapers and that you see. Not so much anymore, but they were really, really big in the 80s and early 90s until the 3D rendering took over a lot of it. But that was a fun job. I wish that was still a viable industry, because I really enjoyed doing those very high-end laser cut and milled 3D models of buildings and skyscrapers and bridges and factories. So engineers used to do these very, very detailed models of manufacturing and industrial facilities, and you would have to actually model all the piping and conduit runs. And they'd pay you $200,000 to do these models to find any errors, because when they found the errors during construction, they could cost millions. So they would actually hit every bit of piping in these factories. They would have them modeled out. It was tedious, but a very cool job. And some of those models were amazing when they were done.
Do what you love. John, you worked construction.
Mm-hmm.
Any other interesting jobs?
Any interesting jobs? I built bridges. So they're all interesting.
It's a dangerous job.
Yeah. If you like dangling off of beams, they're all interesting.
So you're not afraid of heights at all, huh?
Not at all.
I'm terrified of heights.
Yeah.
I don't even like a 12-foot ladder.
Did you build like a suspension bridge, John?
No. Just standard highway bridges.
All right, so like rebar and steel and cement.
Yeah. It's rebar, steel, pouring concrete. Yeah.
No. Oh, that's cool. Keeping the infrastructure going.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Donald?
I worked in a psych home.
A what?
A psych home.
I
Are you
didn't hear
saying psych ward?
Home. It had a lockdown ward, but it was a psych home.
A psych home. Oh.
Yeah.
I've never even heard that phrase.
Never. You don't know what you've never heard of psych home?
No.
That's what all the crazy people say, Donald. Every crazy person says they worked at a psych home.
Oh, like a ward?
Not a ward. The entire place was full of nut jobs. They had a lockdown ward for the ones that were the most violent.
Okay. So, an insane asylum, we call it.
Yeah.
No. It was a psych home.
Everybody likes you.
People weren't. They weren't insane. They were just. Some of them were violent, and some of them were a little wackadoo.
So insane.
It's funny you said because when my wife worked there, they told her you weren't allowed to call the people patients. They were called the clientele.
We had to call them residents.
Resident psychos. Like, psycho is much better than insane.
I gotta go check on the nuts.
I remember one time.
Jesus.
I remember one time I had to take one. I was working on the lockdown ward, and I had to take a gentleman who was on a 1-to-1. I had to take him his meal for the night, and I walk in there, and he's just smiling away, and he's got his 1-to-1 aide with him, and he's just smiling away. She's on her phone, and I ask him, "What are you smiling about? What's so funny?" That I look at the aide and say, "What's he smiling about?" And he just looks at me and he says, "I know where I'm going to bury your body."
Well, they're not insane.
Well, see, he's a guy who likes to plan.
Yeah. Just a planner.
Just gotta have goals.
Did you ask him where?
No, I said, "Here's your food. Have a nice night."
I would ask him, well, you don't fit. I can't fit under your bed, so where are you going to put me at?
After a while, you just get used to some of that stuff, they're just talking smack. My first couple of days when I heard people being weird, I was like, should I be worried about this guy? It's like, no, they're fine.
Until they pull out a knife or a fork.
They're harmless crazy.
I actually got stabbed by how old was she? She's like 80, 84, 85. She was trying to stab me in the back with a fork, but she was like so little and weak that it was just like, light poking. I'm sitting here trying to wash my hands in the sink because I had just helped her, change her brief, and she's trying to stab me in the back. So I feel this light poking. I turn around, like, what the heck is that? And she's just still trying to poke me with this fork. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm hungry.
She just hands it to me.
Wouldn't they just give them all spoons?
No, this one wasn't on the lockdown ward, so they were allowed to have forks. And
so when did Insane Asylum become politically correct?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
But that's the thing with crazy people, right? Like, I don't want to say crazy, but people that are mentally ill, they can use anything as a weapon. I mean, a spoon. They can probably gouge out somebody's eye when they're sleeping.
So they're like bullseye.
You can sharpen a spoon into a point.
They don't call them this. We call ours around here the state mental hospital. That's what they send them to. And then they have psych wards around and other facilities.
We have
a lot of them. A lot of the publicly funded ones they closed. That's why you have so many on Twitter and Facebook now.
We have state-run mental hospitals too. That's where we sent them if they got really crazy. If they started to get really.
Retrographics corrects us. Looney bin is the politically correct term.
It wasn't such a bad place. A lot of them were pretty cool people.
Yeah, on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I only had to get in like 4 fights.
How long did you work there?
Not too bad.
3 years, I want to say.
4 fights, 3 years.
Yeah.
That was like Critias last night. Oh, it doesn't have. They don't have a lot of hurricanes. How many You get hurricanes every year? Oh yeah, every year. But
Yeah, yeah, but not not back to back.
not every week.
Yeah.
Is his point, I think.
Yeah.
I just got some good news, guys. I went over 13,000. That's nice.
Okay.
Congrats.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
I haven't moved at all. I think everyone shot their wads on Black Friday.
Gross.
You went up though, man. That was a good day.
Oh man, I went over 7K in one day.
Sweet.
So I ain't complaining. Happy to have it. Trying to figure out what to do, and I think everyone should do something for Cyber Monday, and then make sure you advertise it.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm cogitating on what I should do. So since you
Eric,
suggested it.
yeah, it's hard to come up with something good because you don't want to step on the toes of your previous buyers, your previous customers. So it took me like probably a whole week to figure something out. Eric Hutfields asks, how many wildfires do you have a year, Mike? I don't have any. Since I've lived in California, I've had to evacuate twice, and I've lived here almost my entire life.
You know how many times I've had to evacuate Florida for hurricanes?
How many?
0.
0?
Yep.
Well, because it's not mandatory, right?
Because where I live in Tampa and where I used to live in St. Pete, they never came by us.
It sure looked like they did on the news.
Just recently it did, but luckily I didn't live in the area of St. Pete anymore where they had to evacuate. So I managed to get through that one.
Yeah. Well, my house has never burned down. It's like
mine has never flooded.
Yeah, there you go.
Or been blown away.
I've only been in a couple of big hurricanes. I was in the Carolinas in 1989 for Hugo. That was a Cat 5. That was crazy.
Yikes.
Never seen anything like that. We get 2 or 3 that come through a year. You either just get the wind and the rain, and it's usually not that severe unless you get a direct hit. But, there was a while there, like in the early 2000s, where Florida was just getting flattened every summer.
I guess
What
I should
year
be
was
lucky.
Andrew?
I guess I should be lucky, man. We just get blizzards. That's once in a while. That's about it.
You get a what?
Blizzards.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll take a hurricane over the snow.
I love the snow.
I used to. I grew up in northern Minnesota, about an hour and a half from Canada, and I don't need that ever again.
Oh, no kidding. I have relatives up there. Like literally, they go to the store in Canada. That's how close they are to the border.
Jeez.
It's about an hour and a half. Hour and a half. So up on the Iron Range, where all the iron ore mining is.
Did you grow up there?
Yes. I lived there until I was 20 years old.
Do you know anyone with the last name Peterson with a D?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
no, dude.
Sure, yeah.
First of all, it's not that populated. Second of all, they're probably all related to me.
I'm sure I knew Petersons, but they're all those names I like that are the Norwegian and Finnish.
I'm a quarter Norwegian. Yeah,
that's tons and tons of immigrants went up there for the mines and the logging paper companies.
Yeah, I have a whole lost section of my family lives up there because my dad's birth mother died the day he was born. He gave, obviously, that happened a lot back then. And then my grandfather just deleted her after she got married to another woman, the woman we consider grandmother. And so my dad found them before he died, and so they're all right up there, right in that pocket you're talking about. So
I tell you, those are hard people up there. Yeah. Hardy people, hardworking, and they can survive. That's for sure. It's funny at northern Minnesota, because it's so driven by unions. that it tends to be so democratic, but none of the people are really that liberal. It's all because of the unions.
Yeah. Yeah. Watermelon Platypus says, Mike really is every ethnicity. Heinz 57, Mike. Heinz. I am part German.
Got everything in there.
Pennsylvania Dutch, English, Swiss.
We could be related.
It's entirely possible.
Yes, and
6 degrees.
what are you made in again? You're Vietnamese?
Yeah, Vietnamese, German, whatever, most of Europe. Also got Dutch in there. There's a branch of Van Duzens. I don't know if it's on my mom's or my dad's side. So
That sounds like a Van Doozy. Wah, wah.
Then on the Malin side, they settled in Pennsylvania and they bought land off of whoever that was. Is it William Penn? Is that the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you're Pennsylvania Dutch too?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, wow. Cousin.
Yeah. my family is pretty much close personal friends with George Washington. He stayed at a family home for a night.
Very nice.
Yeah.
He's Ken, Mike.
Yeah, a lot of I've it's funny because you know, my mom is a first generation immigrant, and my dad, yeah, I traced back people coming over here in the 1600s. So it's like both sides of the divide, I guess.
Oh, you really did your research. 1600 is a long way back.
Dude, do not go on Ancestry.com because you will just stay on that thing forever. Because it's like such a time suck. I don't know how many days I spent just looking back and back and back.
Sorry about that, Mike. That's us Mormons screwing with you. Sorry.
I went all the way back to the 1200s. One of my ancestors was the second vicar of the Church of St. Mary's in England, and there's a plaque with his name on it on the wall there. And then there's like some duchess and whatever. There's some royalty that nobody ever heard of somewhere around the 1400s. And then
here you go, Mike. This is my humble brag for my connection to George Washington.
Humble brag. Huh? Let me open that up. Malin Hall. Hey now. Very nice.
Yeah, you know, it's what Malins do.
Brag.
Hang out with revolutionaries, work the Underground Railroad, you know, the huge.
Standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
There's
my family history, SJW, so bite me.
SJWs? What do they care?
Oh, they care. All right. Done.
It's enough that you're a white heterosexual male, John.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
I'm mostly Danish and Scandinavian English with a bit of Mexican, so.
Right on, right on. Kyung?
Grandmother.
Yes.
Never mind.
He wants to see you related to him, Keon.
Yeah, we related, man? Come on.
Possibly.
Kyung, where's your Asian side of your family from?
My dad, Filipino Chinese.
Oh, Chinese? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably related.
Well, there you go. The Japanese were in China and the Philippines too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Bad blood.
As soon as I do a DNA thing, it's going to show up that we're all related.
Yeah, we're all related anyways.
Thank you, Genghis Khan.
That boy got around, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Silk Road. Mike's
he's like,
grandpa.
isn't his bloodline is like in 1/10 of the world's population or something like that?
I've heard something like that, but I don't know how possible that is.
He had quite the harem, so he spread it around.
Yeah. Well, you know, my wife and kids are descended from Solomon because they maintain those names and they're Solomons. But
that's all the evidence you have.
That's how Jews roll, man. They maintain that stuff. But he had 400 wives and 700 concubines, so it's not exactly an elite club. Which is like the Genghis Khan thing, which is where I was going with that.
Oh, I see the corollary.
Right.
You know, most of those despots got pretty busy, so.
Why isn't Cecil here? I don't know. Cecil was in the other
He said he was tired. He was falling asleep.
Had a little too much bourbon or whatever. Did you guys see his video? That thing with his nieces?
No.
It's pretty hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
It's really funny.
I'll check it out.
Where they had the volleyball and they're bouncing it.
Yeah.
Then they shred his comic books.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe a minute or two in there, and then the kids drove me nuts. That's why I can't have kids. I was like, I gotta go. All you guys with kids were like, "Oh, isn't this sweet?" Oh, I'm like, no. But
I grew up around many children, so it's not it's just how it is around here. So
I grew up around kids. I was a kid, despite.
Well, what I'm saying is my culture around here, everybody has 4 to 10 kids, depending on. So
yeah.
Sina Sehim wants me to ask Kyung about his brother.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, my brother Alex. Well, one of them, Alex Lee. He's the lead. Well, I don't know if he's lead, but he's. I think they have 2 lead guitarists in the metal band Holy Grail.
Oh. I'm gonna have to look this up now. Are they a Christian band?
Nah. Definitely not. His
fans of Monty Python.
He was in one of the big thrash metal bands that came out of the Ontario area, Bonded by Blood, and moved on from that band, went to Holy Grail, toured around the world, and yeah.
Cool, that's cool.
Very nice.
Did you ever go with him a little bit on Short's run?
No, I didn't get to, but he's how should I say? Because we used to be in a band. I used to be in a band with him, but I stopped doing music after I got married, and he'd go off on tour, and I'll never forget this one time. My dad wanted to use his motorcycle, so he asked if I could give him a call to find out where the keys are. And so I called him up, and it's really noisy. I'm like, "Where are you?" He was somewhere in Europe at the time. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm watching South Park with Zach Wilde." I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "BS." He takes a picture, and there's Zach Wilde, and they're watching South Park. He was with Black Label Society, and it was funny because we grew up watching these guys, watching the music videos, listening to the music and everything, and it's now he's getting to hang out with all of them. And I'll never forget, he was in Montreal, and he got all of his stuff stolen. Some jerk went backstage and stole his bag, his passport, his money, everything, laptop. He was really upset that his the PlayStation Vita was in there too. So the bands that they were touring with, what do they call it? The lead, the vocalist from Mudvayne, and a bunch of other people.
That guy's named Chad something.
Yeah, Chad. I can't remember his name. And what's his face? Dang it, he passed away recently. I saw him last year performing live.
Vinnie Paul.
Yeah, Vinnie Paul, Dimebag's brother. So Vinnie Paul and the guy from Mudvayne, they just took all the money out of their pockets and like here, they just gave it to him, and they helped them out. So that was really cool of them.
The band is called Hell Yeah.
Yeah, Hell Yeah, yeah. I saw them with Baby Metal earlier. Well, I think it was this year actually. Yeah, even Baby Metal, man, Mikio, their guitarist, passed away too.
Really?
Yeah, man. He had an accident. He fell while he was stargazing. And it sucked because
wait. There's more to the story than that. Let's hear it.
Yeah, he was stargazing with his family, and they're on a raised platform, and he fell from the platform. And I'm not sure like what the details were, but yeah, he sustained some pretty severe injuries, had to go to the hospital. And what really sucks is that he showed signs of recovery. He was with his daughters and his wife, and they were, he was conscious, he was talking with them, and he looked like he was getting better, but then he passed away. So yeah, that really sucked.
What kind of a platform are they putting people on where you can fall off?
He might have been goofing off, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Possibly.
That's not a great way to go out, I guess. You guys ever go out in the desert to stargaze? That's what I usually do. You can go out in the West Desert here, and all of a sudden the sky just opens up because there's no light anywhere. And if you're on a moonless night, and you can see everything because it's just dry. It's good. It's a good thing about the desert.
That's one of the most memorable things about where I lived in northern Minnesota. There was no light pollution, so you can't believe what's up there.
Yeah.
Down here in Atlanta, you don't see anything.
And if there's any, it's not just the light. It's also the when you're around humidity, a lot of that will affect it as well. The drier it gets, the better the seeing, and it's beautiful. Like you can see the universe all of a sudden.
Donald, did you see this?
Oh my gosh.
And then what is this? Come see the boomer train wreck. What are you trying to do?
That's what it was.
What? Where's the respect, man?
Mike, you should get used to it, man. Ethan's always busting on you, bro.
I love the hair. See? Looks good on you, Mike.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
You can hang your camera from it too. Next time you're streaming
Mike cosplaying as Brutus.
Well, what's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? All right. Well, guys, my kids are making. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah, they're driving me crazy.
There's 252 people in here. John, you want to take them to your stream, or you want to do?
Yeah, I might fire up a stream. If you guys are interested in, I don't know if I'm just going to do some drawing and BSing. But yeah, come over to my channel. It's just look up John Malin. So.
All right, yeah, and everybody, if you haven't already, please do subscribe, hit the like button, do all that fun stuff, and check out IndieGoGo. All right, it's in the description. Everybody wanna we'll start with Jimmy. You want to give your contact info?
You can get me on IndieGoGo, Little Girl Lethal, and you can find me on Twitter, Slick Jimmy Love, and on YouTube, Slick Jimmy Speaks. Thanks for listening.
Model?
Model 316 on Twitter, and my campaign is pinned to my feed. Check it out, and please consider backing it because there's good stuff coming.
Kyung?
Hey, I'm Kyung Lee, creator of Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb. It's on demand on IndieGoGo. You could find it on kyunglee.com or battlemaidenknucklebomb.com.
John Malin.
You can find me on Twitter at John Malin, on YouTube also on John Malin, and I don't have anything to promote. Go check out Hero. There's two different hero campaigns. One is HERO, the other is HIRO, both on IndieGoGo. Both are Comicsgate. Give them a look through, guys. See if you like them.
Donald Delay.
You can check out Brutus the Badass on IndieGoGo. It's got 5 days left now that it's 1 a.m. We'll be shutting it down on the 30th. Go check that out. See if you like it. Back it, please. You can find me on Twitter at Donald T. Delay.
And Critias.
Yeah, I got a IndieGoGo campaign called Detective Dead. Right now, it's got a holiday special to December 24th where you get 3 variant covers by Mike, Kanan White, and Donald Delay. And it's going to be good. And once that goes over, Mike told me to jack up the prices to $2,000 a cover. So, yeah.
So get in while the getting's good. Earth is flat for $2. Let's unite and perform daily globortions.
All right, then.
I thought that was your new sign-off, that Earth is flat. I'm going to use that.
Is flat.
Earth is flat, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, I need to go drink something. My throat is dry.
You got a super chat, Mike.
For like 8.5 hours yesterday. It was insane.
You should also check out Sovereign on IndieGoGo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at Andrew Huerta's campaign. It is badass. It is the best looking book coming out of Comicsgate.
Yeah. Black and White is still going. Just go shop around IndieGoGo.
Mike, you got a super chat. And also, when you back Detective Dead, don't forget you're backing the future writer of Graveyard Shift 2.
That's
Yeah,
optimism.
check out Indicron for all the latest and greatest.
Yeah, that was my super chat.
I'm going to hop out so I can fire this up and have it going when you're closing down, Mike. So good talking to everyone. And guys, if you're interested, join me over there. All right, peace.
All right, take care,
John.
Yeah, please head on over to John Malin. It'll probably take him a couple minutes, but if you've got nothing else to do, it's the thing to do on a Saturday night. So
I'm gonna go to bed.
I'm here, so
I'm gonna go grab a drink and relax and beat my children.
Did you catch the super chat, Mike?
At video games. I'm gonna beat them at video games.
Live stream.
The Earth is seriously flat one, right? Do you mean?
No. There was another one. Oh yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. I thought that was the.
Yeah, man. Why you gotta mess me up like that?
Sorry.
Consider that hairdo, Mike. It looks good.
Yeah.
I will consider it and then dismiss it.
You could hang your camera off of it, put your microphone in it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Mike, I don't want to scare you, but you have a random white kid in your room.
That's another one right there.
Isaac, come here. So, remember I was telling you that I was a quarter Norwegian? This is what happens when all of it goes into one child. Well, it's Norwegian. Yeah. Dude, when this kid was when he was a baby, he was so white, he was almost blue. Like, we'd take pictures of him with a flash and he would glow. It was so funny. He was like powder.
See all his veins?
Remember the movie Powder? Yeah, you could see his veins. This is him tanned. Living in San Diego for 12 years. All right. 11. You're gonna be 12 next month. Shut up.
How many kids do you have, man?
Too many.
What is the count?
5.
5?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's not bad.
Everybody says you have so many kids, and I'm like, 5? It's pretty normal.
My grandfather had 24 kids. Well, wait. Let me correct that. My sister sent me a text message the other day, and she said, "Did you know he had 32 kids?"
What?
Yeah.
Wow, dude. How many women did he wear out?
I don't know, but I heard that he was something in his time.
Jiminy Christmas.
That's something.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's a great note to leave on. We'll see you guys all on Monday.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Take it easy.
What?